A recent article published by Reuters talked about how Latin America is one of the best up-and-coming investment destinations because of all the political instability in the US and Canada and other markets, and because of just the massive opportunity here in Mexico. I'm joined by Monica Loyo, our real estate, immigration, investment specialist. She's an attorney. She's been working with expats for over 20 years. Yes. And we're here in beautiful Lake Chapala, Jalisco, Mexico, where Amanda and I live. And we've built a business here, actually working with a lot of expats and helping them understand investments and opportunities here and so many other things. Welcome to Entrepreneur Expat. If you're new here, my name is Justin. And on this channel, we talk a lot about how to move overseas, live the lifestyle of your dreams, do it for a lot less money than maybe you even thought you would need,
right,
and figure out how to invest in other countries and how to become a diverse multinational citizen. So Monica, thanks so much for joining us on this video and being a part of our channel.
Thank you, Justin.
What's going on with the investment life cycle and like just the investment climate in all these different countries, and why is Latin America now emerging?
I think because, well, first of all, thank you for having me. I think there are several reasons why the Latin American investment market is emerging. First, because like you said, well, Mexico, Brazil, and other countries are beautiful countries that have a lot to offer. They have a lot of natural resources. Land in most of the places sometimes really cheap also. Even building up companies, setting up. There was a time when a lot of what we call maquilas, which were manufacturing companies, were set up all along the border, the Mexican-U.S. border, just because, of course, the workforce is really cheap in Mexico. If you take that to the other side of the border, it's going to be way more expensive. And that's been like that for years. Now the U.S. seems to think that they can do everything by themselves, and they don't need any of the Latin American workforce. They don't need the resources or anything, that they can kind of self-produce everything. And this is not just with Latin America, it's also with China, India, and other countries. So they have just started, I think, going down that path, which I think is a risky, path to go to, because no country can be so self-sufficient that you don't need any other country.
The whole America first,
right? America first thing that you don't.
Which there's good things to it. It's good and bad, like in everything.
Right, right. But
it's a little short-sighted from what you're saying.
Exactly. How can you make that? How can you sustain that with just everything being built, for example, in the U.S., with the cost of labor in the U.S., with no immigrants, because the immigrants are getting kicked out or getting deported. So with just American workforce and with just your resources, that's very hard, not just for America, but for any country to do, right? So it used to be that the maquilas and also, production in China and India is way cheaper than it is in the U.S. That was one of the the attractions of investing in Latin America. Now, there's still, even though this is, they're trying to drift away from that, investing in Latin America is still a very good option, because Latin American markets, especially Mexico and Brazil, are growing markets. They have a lot of young, let's say the intellectual part of it is becoming a greater asset in these countries, because Mexico, Brazil, and other countries, also Argentina, are not third world countries anymore. They're countries that are becoming developed countries that have a lot of resources and that have a lot of interest, catch the interest, not only of the U.S. but other countries, such as other countries in Europe or other parts of the world. So to a lot of countries, investing in Mexico and in Brazil and other Latin American countries has become more and more of interest.
And I want to also point out that we do offer a free consultation for anyone that's either looking to move to Mexico or invest in Mexico. So if that's something you're interested in doing, don't forget to book a consultation with our team at entrepreneurexpat.com/consult. And Monica and the rest of our team are going to advise you on exactly what you can do. Number one, to find good opportunities here, to make sure you're legally protected, because as we talk about in another video, which we'll actually link here as well, it's not always as easy as it seems to invest
Exactly.
in other countries. Like there's a ton of opportunity, but you got to also make sure that you're doing it the right way and that you're protecting your assets. So book that call below with our team. And if you haven't already, definitely like this video because it's going to help us with our algorithm and our mission to reach more and more entrepreneur expats and aspiring expats, and subscribe so that you don't miss a video coming out on this channel where we talk about investment opportunities, immigration, visas, and so much more. So
Right.
let's now back up a little bit and talk about some of the things that the article was mentioning on Reuters when it came to where these markets in the quote-unquote developed or the Western world are shifting. Like, what is going on right now with the political, with the military, with all these other types of instability that we're seeing that's causing investment to now start to shift more and more to Latin America?
Yeah, so I think world tension, there's like a tension between more developed countries trying to get more power, trying to become, the number one market in the world or whatever. And this tension is actually causing their markets to be less reliable, to be more expensive and less productive. So I think this shift is Latin America, of course, has also gone through some difficult political climate. In Mexico, we faced re-elections just a while ago, and that was difficult, and it did impact, certain foreign investment in Mexico. But now I think we've gone through that, we passed through that, and even though, regardless if we're happy with our government or not or our political system in Mexico, Mexico, Brazil, and other countries have proven that they can become a stable, market and environment, especially for investors, and that investing in these Latin American countries can be very profitable. And if you're talking, now let's say we were talking on the big industry scale, but if we scale it down and we're talking, okay, you want to invest in property in Mexico, well, the value of property in Mexico is always, going up. So it's not that you're going to lose that value. If you're investing within the coastline, which is like you got all these beautiful places in Mexico. We have a lot of, Caribbean sea-like beaches and everything. You're probably going to be able to find something for a very decent price that you can buy either for investment or for yourself and your family. And it's always going to, sometimes within a couple of years, it almost duplicates its value. So that's something that's very interesting also, if we're looking at it on the short scale.
Why is it a better opportunity here than in places like the U.S.?
I think because the U.S. has already reached its top value. So so here there's still, a lot of land that it's undeveloped and that it's not so much marketing and not so much, media attention and all these things. And so it keeps the value lower. So I think that helps to bring investment that it's going to be cheap, but that, and also like, honestly, especially, and I'm going to talk more about Mexico than other Latin American countries because that's where I'm from and where I live. So I'm more familiar with that. But let's say Mexico has all this natural beauty as far as beaches and stuff. Something
Right
like
here, this beautiful
like
Lake
this
Chapala.
lake that's really calm, and you have all the culture and all this that kind of adds to it. And that America, of course, you have great national parks and everything, which are getting more and more restricted also, which are getting less and less budget. That's another thing. Like, people are afraid, I think, now to invest in the U.S. because some things are getting overlooked and some things are getting not protected, and you're getting out of treaties like or wanting to get out, like the Paris Treaty, that's a global environment. And so it's like, okay, the U.S. is not even caring for the environment anymore, and so even national parks are in danger now.
Yeah.
And so here you still got all this natural beauty it doesn't feel like it's
At risk.
at risk.
Or being maybe sold off
Exactly.
piecemeal so that people
To-
line their pockets. I mean, it happens everywhere. It happens here too, but
Yeah, but sold
not
off
to the same degree,
the
right?
gas industry or
Yeah.
the whatever industry, right? So that might be another thing why it's a good investment, good opportunity now.
And what about protections for land ownership? We actually get a lot of comments. I mean, a lot of you guys are kind of with it. I would say almost probably most, but there's a lot of loud people in the comments who think that you buy Mexico property and then, immediately the next day it gets taken away by the cartel or something crazy like that.
No.
You would be shocked at the kind of comments that we get on this channel, on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube. I mean, it's fine. Keep them coming. We love it.
Right.
It drives our engagement through the roof. But oh my goodness, there's so much, I would say, misinformation out there in terms of property protection laws and things like that. How secure is your property? Assuming number one, how secure is it in general if you go through the right steps?
Right.
And then is there anything you want to make sure that people avoid? And we talk about real estate scams in another video with you.
Yeah.
But how secure is your property in general, first of all?
I would say it's very secure. Why? Just like you're saying, you have to go through the right steps. Yeah. Sometimes there's a misperception that, like in Mexico, just like you're saying, no, never go to Mexico because you're going to get robbed, or the cartels, or you're going to get killed, kidnapped, which is not all that true. Of course, like anywhere, and especially big cities, like any big city, like LA, like New York, you have crime, you have organized crime, but that's not always the case everywhere. So the first thing is, it's, I would say, not generalized. Not everything is under the same degree of violence or uncertainty or stuff like that. And then the second thing is buying land, like we talked in the other video, land that is properly advertised, that you are going through a real estate agent, you are going through an attorney, notary, and everything. Mm-hmm. It's very secure because since the process is very complex, it's almost more secure here than it is in the U.S., I would say, because once you have the deed, that means that deed is registered in the public registry of property. It has it's gone through a long process of reviewing that the title is proper, that it's clear and free of encumbrances and all that. So you have a very secure title once you get title.
Versus in the U.S., they have these crazy, like, I think it's called a quit
claim.
Quit claim.
Yeah,
quit
exactly.
claim deed, where you can put a lien on somebody's house without.
Right, and you go into this fight of who registered first and everything. We don't have this here. It's not a race on who registers first. Once you get the property, you only have that rights to that property. No one else is going to have rights, and that's why you have to do your due diligence and look for legal help and real estate market help. So you know where you're searching. Because, of course, if you buy some random property that some random person is selling to you, then, you might have problems with it.
Of course. You got to do your due diligence, hire experts. That's what our team is here for, to support you along that entire process from purchase to sale to getting your immigration status in Mexico. We help with all of that. Exactly. Anything else you would like to share from that article that was really insightful to you, or anything else that you see that people should be aware of in terms of the trends and how investments are shifting here?
Yeah, I think also keep in mind that these countries are growing not only in investments and everything, but there's a lot of, I think there's also a misconception that foreigners tend to think that everyone here is ignorant and uneducated and stuff. But there's a big rising middle class that has degrees, doctoral degrees, postgraduate studies, that is influencing more and more in Mexico. And Mexico's got Mexico and Latin America tend to have large population of young people, which are driving, and making things happen, and not just sitting there on, the same old everyday stuff. Yeah. So I think this is an important consideration, that we have a growing middle class, but of young people, well-educated young people, who are actually making things happen different, So I think that's also important to. Yeah,
that's a big reason why everything is growing.
Another important aspect to take into account is that these Latin American countries are not so involved in all this worldwide conflicts, conflicts in all aspects, economic, financial, war even. They tend to hold back from these conflicts and just focus on growing as a country. So I think that's a major thing that's also giving these countries, or investment in this countries, stability. And also the tariffs on Latin American countries, they're not so involved in these tariffs and in shifting and increasing and even having conflict with other countries over tariffs. So, and also, for example, the stock market is, even if there are not a lot of companies in Mexico that are in the Mexican stock market, but the ones that are really big, solid, stable companies. So there are huge companies that are really reliable, that are that rank in the top companies, worldwide. So maybe the stock market is not getting so much attention, but these companies are really solid.
They've got a lot of value in
Yeah.
them. They're not like just, the roller coaster of a lot of the U.S. companies right now.
Exactly. So I think that's going to be also something that's going to be important.
And to access this market also, typically you do have to have some type of papers or residency or citizenship.
Right.
For a lot of the good investment opportunities.
Exactly.
Or at least to be able to, let's say, buy a property and sell it later without being taxed into oblivion.
Yes, the taxing advantages and taxing strategies are also a big part of it.
Yeah, and we can help you guys figure out every aspect of that, all the way from residence to getting your second passport potentially in Mexico, to how do you actually protect yourself legally in terms of all these different transactions. You can book a call with our team at entrepreneurexpat.com/consult, and we really look forward to helping you and helping you along that journey, making sure you dot your I's and cross your T's and all of that. Thank you, Monica, for being with us today, and looking forward to doing this more with you and bringing you back.
Thank you. Anytime,
for another
Justin.
one very
Thank
soon.
you. It's my pleasure.
Thanks, guys, for watching.
Thank you. Bye.